In this video, we will create a custom VPC step by step. We will also launch a Big IP VE instance, and we will launch an EC2 web server. I just wanted to put together a quick demonstration of putting together a F5 instance, Big IP Virtual Edition in the AWS cloud. I put together this quick diagram that demonstrates how our users will be coming from the internet. They will be hitting our internet gateway in our VPC. From there, they'll go to our Big IP Virtual Edition, and then behind that, we'll have a web server that's hosting a web page. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in the AWS Management Console. The first thing we need to do is create our VPC, so let's do that now. So we'll go here. We're going to create a VPC by scratch. So, and this I think is a good learning opportunity. So we'll just click Create VPC. We'll give it a name. Give it a CIDR block. And that's it. All right, so next we're going to create a subnet. This is going to be a /24. So just click Create Subnet, give it a name, and we'll attach it to our VPC. The availability zone, put it in US East 1A. And this is where we put in the CIDR. So this is a 10.0.0/24. And hit Create. Next, we need to create an internet gateway. Create. Then we have to attach it to the VPC. So attach to VPC. Now we have to create a route table. Alright, so then we'll go down here and first associate our subnet with this table. So all you have to do is click Save. And then we'll go to Routes, and we basically just have to add a default route that points to the internet gateway. So create an EC2 instance. Open this in your tab. So actually, one of the first things that we need to do, and I think this is important to show you all, is we're going to need a key pair. So I have a couple of others that I have, but I want to show you how to do this. It's basically just give it a name. Now, this is relatively new. You can use PEM for just regular SSH, and you can use PPK if you're using PuTTY. I'll use PEM and create a key pair. Now what you have to do, essentially it creates a private key that you will have to download. So essentially this is what you download. This is basically the RSA private key. And what I'll have to do is, because I'm going to use my Linux machine, is I'm going to actually select all of this, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to put it into a file, and then contact AWS from there. So hang on, I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so now I'm in my Linux VM, and I'll show you how I create the private key. And now, one thing that you have to do is you have to change the permissions on this file. Otherwise, AWS won't let you connect. So change mode. All right, so when we're ready to connect to the EC2 instance that's going to be hosting the big IP, we will pass along this private key. So, okay, so now that we're good with our demo key, this is the one we just created. So now we can move on to creating our EC2 instance. So go here, instances, and we're going to launch an instance. We're going to go to the AWS Marketplace, and up here you type F5, and we're going to choose this edition right here. So hit select and continue. We'll choose an instance size of T2 medium, and we'll go to configure instance details. Number of instances is going to be 1. We want to put this in our cloud enablement VPC. The subnet that we have, it automatically lines up to that one. And this here, we need to enable it to have access to the outside. So all of that looks good. Then you hit next, add storage. We could just leave this as it is. Then we go to next, add tags. Now we'll go to security group. So this is the security group that comes with the instance. We already discussed that we're opening up ports 22, which is how we're going to connect to the terminal. 443, that's going to be for our web server, and then 8443 is how we'll manage the big IP. I'm going to change this right here so that only my IP can manage it, and I'll do the same for the management one, and hit review and launch. And we're going to choose an existing key pair. To acknowledge that we actually have it, we do, and we just go launch instances. So this takes a few minutes to launch. So while that's happening, we have to do one more thing. We have to actually allocate an elastic IP. So let's do that now. Do elastic IPs, allocate new address. We're going to use one from the Amazon pool. So you hit allocate, and this is the IP that it's going to give us. So you hit close, and then what we have to do is we're going to have to associate this one with our instance. Now our instance may not be up yet, so we may not see it in here. Let's say, oh, okay, it's up. So right here, hit that, and then you also, this is going to be the private IP that it has. So you have to click that one also, and you hit associate. Now, I also need to create an instance for our web server, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, so both of our instances are up and running now, so now we're ready to switch back over to the VM and connect to our instance, our big IP instance. So this guy right here is actually our big IP instance. Let's see what, let's pull this up so we'll know what his IP address is. So this is the elastic IP that we were given. So this is actually where we're going to be connecting to. So I will copy this to clipboard. So this is where we have to modify our password. Okay, so now we're ready to connect to our big IP instance. Just hit activate. So we were successfully able to launch our Big IP VE instance in the AWS cloud. We built an internet gateway. We also created 2 instances, a Big IP VE instance from the AWS marketplace, and we also launched an EC2 server that we use as a web server, and also placed that in the public subnet. And our security group, we opened up ports 22.443 and 8.443, and we're able to successfully log into the Big IP VE instance and administer it. In our next video, this is fine to do it manually, but we'll start exploring how to do it via CloudFormation templates so that these are all built automatically for us. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.